the big reveal. There she is. I know it looks a little bit weird, but it is 100% functional. I got these fiberglass fenders and they were a nightmare to install. I had to cut this whole thing so the fiberglass split in half, so I just reattached it with some JB weld, and it worked great. And now I can open the door without it catching on the fender, drill all the tabs and cut this little section out, and it was bad. It sucked. I had to cut my bumper. The original fiberglass fenders came down to about here, so I cut that much of the lip off. I had to do the same with the front bumper, and then at that point there was just like this little sliver of plastic, so I just decided to cut the whole thing off. And I'll add a little chunk of plastic here, like glue it on or something like that later, or just leave it like that, whatever. Doesn't really matter. But you can see that these are like the sort of WRC style where it kind of dips in. It's really hard to see right now, the light, but you can kind of see right there how like this little part is kind of separate and then dips in right there. Got some larger tires. These are 15-inch tires with a 215 wide, and they are 70 aspect ratio, so the big boys. I cut the fenders. They used to come down to about here. I also cut the wall, so the door is actually now the fender line on this side. You can see right here. I did all the cuts and stuff, and then I did half the welding. I welded this side and she welded the other side. And I mean, it doesn't look that great, but then I bonded it, sanded it down, and you know, it looks decent. Then I sprayed the truck bed liner inside there, and you can see I got some, you know, overspray everywhere, but really it doesn't matter. Then I had to finish it off with cutting the bumper, because the bumper like came to about here, and that would be no good for tire clearance. So did that. What else is different here? This is different. I'll show you here. This is my new racing wheel, and it's got a quick release right there. So here's the quick release system. It's an NRG. I couldn't get that little sticker off. But this looks upside down, but I wanted the flat part to be on top. I just kind of felt like it made more sense. And you just push it on, and it's locked in place. There you go. And then to take it off, you just pull it off. This is the NRG Reinforce series. This is a 320 millimeter wheel, same as that my sim rig actually. Man, that glare is brutal, but it's that time of day. It's a little bit thicker right here than my sim rig stuff, but it's good. I ended up when I was cutting this line here, I cut too deep, and this entire thing just popped off because I forgot there was a tab right here, so I had to reattach this whole tab. It worked out fine, and the JB weld is strong enough to where it doesn't matter anyway. But I also did the front fender wells with that truck bed liner. You can't really tell because of the lighting, but I also made a lot of cuts in the bumper. So you can see that pretty much all the holes are larger. You know, that used to be like a little tiny hole, and I just cut the whole thing out for you know, just lighter weight, and it looks a little bit better in my opinion. It's just 100% zip tied, and I put these little straps on the side there. So yeah, you just pull it off and then pop like 3 zip ties off, or what is it, or 4 zip ties or whatever it is, and then the whole bumper comes off. The rear is also zip tied on. It is getting there. I mean look how mean that looks. Like when this drives by, a lot more people are looking. I mean, they're probably looking because my car is ghetto as fuck, but you know, you can also see that it's a purpose-built car. Like it looks like it's intended for something. You know, they might not know what, but it is intended for something. This side didn't come out as good. The people at Extreme Dimensions are not very good at molding their fenders, and these were actually advertised as wide body fenders, and that's not wide body, that's stock body. The only way I got these to kind of work with my new fitment here is like I said, I literally cut 2.5 inches off, so I have, you know, the actual tire clearance I need. Yeah, so after I fill in these little holes, I can't decide if I want to do Bondo and then sand it flat and then paint it, or maybe I'll just finish it off with the epoxy. But yeah, it's there. This is how I'm going to run it for next racing season. So I do plan on hitting up a new spot this weekend to do some testing. I want to make sure this thing's running good, and I found a really cool spot that's not private property. It's just kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and I don't think it'll bug anybody. The road is unmaintained, so there's ruts and things, so I'm going to have to take a slow run through it to make sure I don't, there's no like little sneaky spots. But yeah, it'd be nice to have like an actual testing area where the cops won't bother me, and I can just kind of get a better feel for the car on longer stages. Because I do want to turn this thing into an actual rally car. I want to cage it. Obviously I have to add a second seat, and get the safety equipment like the fire extinguishers and all that shit. Whatever else I need to do. I'm sure I need to get some kind of a safer fuel cell. I already got the fire plate in the back, so I'm ready for that. Yeah, I'm really excited about it, and I hope you are too. Have a good day. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.